Hey folks, welcome to a very personal video. It's not something I plan to make a habit of in my channel, but there's a reason why I'm doing it today. First off, I need to do a better job with this, what you call it, next day edit video. I don't like the double cam like that on this video in the background I'm playing, which is episode 13 of Story Ark. I've got the cam basically behind there, so the cam on this Notey News, I'm hiding the cam from the actual video as well. So the cam is too low into the scribe and like graphic at the bottom there. So I need to do something different with the Notey News. I've always meant to do something about it. I just never got around to it. I never really thought of anything. But I need to do something professional. Totally not just trying to distract myself right now from doing this video. Yeah. Right. The reason why I'm doing this video is 3 reasons. Well, actually 4 reasons. I think. I've been thinking a lot about this. Jesus, that's bright. I'm just going to talk. And I'm going to try and get through this because, one, I am not good talking about myself, so that is the reason why I'm talking about this as well. Because I'm not someone who can sit down with the people that care about me and talk to each person and say, hey, this is what's going on. So I'm doing this video here to make it easier for me to tell them. There's people from my past that I don't talk with anymore because I'm not very good talking to people. And I have a reason for that now. So I kind of want to put that out there so anyone from my past sees it basically will say, oh, so that's why. Sorry, Finn. Third, I do have people who regularly check out my channel, which I very much appreciate. They do. I do have recurring visitors on my channel. I wouldn't say my content has been bad this year, but I think if you're watching it through, you'll see that something's been bothering me. I've definitely had something hanging over my head the whole year, and that's been true. 2025 is certainly a year I'm not going to forget. So yeah, and that's another reason why as well I want to explain why the content, why this there. I have alluded to it in news and videos and some videos here and there, but I haven't outright came out and talked about it. So that's another reason why I'm doing this video as well, because well, trying to do this video. At the moment, I'm still trying to do this video. I don't know if I'm actually going to do the video or not, but we're going to try. FYI, these type of videos here, when I do them, most people would probably put music on in the background, but I'm not actually a fan of that myself. It's just my own personal thing. Nothing against anyone that does it. Like, probably, since so many people do that, it's probably the smart thing to do. I just don't like music in the background. I just want me to talk. Basically, here, that's what I like to do. Totally not distracting myself again. Right, okay. Where the hell do I start? I'm 47. I'm 48 in January. I've always had this feeling of that something is off. I've always felt like something was off in my life. Like my whole life I've felt that. But I just thought I was being crazy and I was being stupid. That was it really. I was feeling like I was just being stupid and crazy because I'm like, I'm 47. I come from a generation, people who don't talk about their feelings. They are, especially with males. Males weren't meant allowed to talk about their feelings. If females talked about their feelings when they would be accused of being time of the month and all that nonsense. You just didn't talk about mental health stuff. Mental health wasn't a word that people used. Anxiety wasn't a word that I ever heard of. Depression wasn't a word. Mental health, none of these things were something I heard about. You didn't hear these words being talked about when I was growing up. These days you do now, and things are getting better, but there's still a stigma around it. So I didn't know anything there. All I knew is something felt off there. But as the older I got, I basically felt like I was just being stupid. There was more feeling like I was being stupid than feeling like I was crazy. sometimes I would feel like something's wrong, but most of the time I'd be thinking something's off. It wasn't so much that something was wrong, I was thinking it was more something was off. I always felt that. I always had depression, I always there. I had times in my life where I would make attempts in my life, but they were never really serious attempts. They were more shouts for help rather than anything. Just sometimes me actually being a little stupid and looking for attention and shouting for help and stuff like that felt like. But in 2003, that certainly wasn't the case. Thankfully, I was ignorant about paracetamols and what they would do to me. But I always knew when I was down, like I always knew like I felt off. There, something's off. So whenever I felt like that, I wouldn't drink alcohol. But in 2003, I can't remember exactly when it was. There, I kind of blocked out my memory a little bit here now. But I took 50 odd paracetamols after drinking a bottle of whiskey, and I took other tablets, and I ended up putting myself in hospital for a couple of days. For me, for me, I saw the tablets and I took them, but it was the alcohol that kind of there because I was depressed, I was down, and I was sad, and I had negative thoughts going on in my mind, and I would never really wanted to die, but I just suddenly in that moment because of the alcohol, I decided that's it. Now I always described that as me trying to kill myself, but the truth is, I actually did kill myself because in my mind, that was it. I was done. Thankfully, I was ignorant about what paracetamols would do to me, so it obviously didn't work. I survived, and there I was very sick, obviously. I had to go into hospital when I had a drip in my arm for a couple of days and stuff like that. So yeah, that happened in 2003. You always know that you're going to hurt the people you love when you do that, but I can guarantee you have absolutely no idea. You don't know, no. When I was at the hospital with my mum, I'll never forget though. I'll never forget that. It will never leave me the images of that because it was only the time I ever saw my mum looking lost, and it was the reason for that. So I never really forgave myself for that, but I never really knew exactly why I did it as well, because I didn't know words like anxiety, depression, mental health, all these things were talked about. I didn't know. I always felt like something was off, and for me, depression is like the opposite of love. Love is like a intense feeling of happiness and joy that happens in a single moment, but you're swept up in it and you don't really realise it at first, but eventually down the line, once you're in a relationship and all that, there you're looking back at it and think, oh yeah, and that was the time I fell in love. And that was the moment. There, that is what I believe. I'm not exactly an expert in love, but that is what I believe anyway. There, so with depression, it's the same thing. It's a single moment it happens. It could be anything. It could be something you've seen on the TV, something you read online, something a friend said, something anyone is, just anything. It happens, it just triggers there. But the thing is, it starts like an avalanche of doubts, avalanche of all the negative things that have happened in your life, and it just sweeps over you. And unlike with someone with love, with depression, you're overwhelmed, you're not able to think freely, like I talked about when you're in love there. When you see someone there and you have that moment of, well, there, you're more aware, you're happy, but with the sadness, with depression that sweeps over you, you're overwhelmed by the avalanche, you're consumed, it's hard for you to think straight and understand what is going on. So that is what depression is like. And that's what it's always like been for me. So when I made a mistake in 2003 of drinking, but that is what depression is like. So usually when I would feel like that, I would never drink. In 2003, I did that. I vowed that I would never allow myself to get to that point again, and I would keep fighting, and I would try to get better. So I did a lot of different things. I went to college. I moved out of parents, and I got my own place. Sadly, when I moved out of the place, I got like the worst neighbour you could ever get. Um, Short version is I was there from 2003 to 2013. Victim support got me a move away from there because I was abused for 10 years. I always called it antisocial behaviour, but I was actually abused for 10 years. That's something I only just realised recently, this year basically. But yeah. Even for victim support was the ones that got me away from there because the council, West Lothian Council, did absolutely nothing for me really. Except trying to evict me in 2006 for £50 arrears, but never evicted my neighbour who was abusing me. I'm a little silly about that. Anyway, yeah, so I had the abuse for 10 years, and then in 2013 I got a move as well. I had some problems here with antisocial behaviour, but that was more antisocial behaviour rather than abuse. The 10 years in Broxman, that was abuse. I had all kinds of swearing, all kinds there consistently shouted into me and making me feel worthless and everything and that as well. So I had that all going on. But I did a lot of soul searching into myself, and along the way, I found content creating. Basically, there's a whole road to that, but I found all that, and I started learning words like anxiety and depression and mental health and all that. And there, once I heard the anxiety and once I looked into it, I started to think, oh, that kind of matches me. But I never really did much about it there. Basically, I was self-employed. I started being self-employed after I finished college in 2005. I was basically self-employed with a friend for about 20 years, basically, up until this year, there on May 6th when it ended. Now, my friend, he went off. He left a while ago for his own personal reasons, which I'm obviously not going to go into. But yeah, I'm kind of actually talking about Avalanche and stuff with there, and I just realised there's a meteor shower going on in the video there. It just registered with me. Anyway, so yeah, where was I? Oh, looks like I messed up that video a little bit there. I didn't quite foot edit that video right. Anyway, basically anytime I queue up a new partner, I put my hand over the mouth for editing, but I didn't cut that out. That's what I just saw. So right, totally distracting myself again because I always do that when I try and talk about things like this. So where was I? Yeah, I was self-employed for 20 odd years, so I was just doing that there, and I was somewhat hiding away and working tax credits here. In the UK, I was living on like £50 a week. I'm single, no kids or anything like that, so I was able to do that. Uh, but yeah, this year on May 6th, my self-employment came to an end because last year, and not last year, yeah, actually April 2024 was when I finally got moved off. I got kicked off working tax credits and put on universals credits, so I had a year basically to make the business work. That ran out in April this year, and then basically in May, I lost my business. But the good news is I actually got my self-employment back right now. I'm actually being told recently, I can't even remember when it was, but recently I got told that I was able to do that again, so that's a good thing. That is some good news, but I haven't kind of really taken that in right now or started to do that full on like I would normally do because other news happened recently that is very much was very much taking priority in my thinking, and I'll explain that in a second. But this year, because of the whole universal credits and causes me going out to work and everything, a lot of the problems I had in 2003, because I was working for Halfords. By the way, FYI, Halfords, phenomenal company to work for. By the way, just an FYI. Just saying that they were absolutely brilliant with me, but I did mutually part ways with them in 2003, and understandably so. With everything that was going on at the time with me. But they are a phenomenal company to work for. I would highly recommend working for them if you ever get the opportunity here in the UK. God, I'm really struggling on it. Yeah, right. So, okay. Yeah, I lost the self-employment. I'm just going to go back to that right now because that's the only thing that's something I can think of right now. So yeah, I lost that there, but I've got that back now. But because of the whole self-employment, I've been finally talking to people. In 2003, I had an opportunity to talk to someone, but there was like no windows in the room I was in. The psychiatrist looked like a teacher from school, and I felt like I was about to get the attention from school. So I didn't feel comfortable with it. To be honest, in 2003, I wasn't able to explain what was going on with me because I didn't know. I didn't know words like anxiety and stuff like that. So I couldn't explain what was going on. So I knew in my mind this isn't going to work. So I just got up and got left and then went off and tried to fix it myself, basically. And I think I did a pretty good job of it over the years. I've got to a point where I understand a lot of what's going on with me. But this year, because of the situation there and going out to work and all my concerns coming back up again about being around people, I ended up going to the mental health hub here in where I stay. So I've been speaking to a lot of the right people, like I had said, mentioned in a video in the past, and I've been speaking to there. The short version is, this all led to me speaking to a psychologist, and for the first time ever, I had the word autism mentioned to me. And I took I think it's a QA12 or something questionnaire. I can't remember what it's called right now. But I did a questionnaire, which is a screening questionnaire for autism on the 6th of October. And I passed the threshold for that. It doesn't necessarily mean I have autism, but it does mean basically, the description I'm using right now for it is it puts me in the area code of autism. The difficulties I have it puts me in the area code of autism, but it doesn't. I might not actually be at the address for autism. There, what happens now is once I complete the psychologist appointment, because there's a group of 68 appointments, and I'm still in the process of doing that. But once I've done that, I get referred for further assessment. Sadly, the autism waiting list is massively high. And a big part of that is because like over 90% of people in the 40s have never been tested for autism. There was actually a survey there. I might actually link it on the top of my comments, actually, at the top of the comments, the survey, actually, because it blew my mind when I saw it. But it makes sense because a lot of people from my generation just were raised not to talk about feelings. It's not anyone's fault. It's just that's the way society was. It's the way the times we were when we grew up. But recently, as a 47-year-old, I've just found out that I passed the threshold for autism. Now, thankfully, these days, people they tend to find out at a younger age now. Because there is better mental health services out there now for people. But for someone like me, that wasn't there. So that whole feeling of something being off, I couldn't. I basically put that with the autism because that would explain it. Yeah, it also explains why I don't make eye contact with people, why I struggle being around people, why I struggle to keep friendships and relationships because I'm just there. I've always been someone who's comfortable on his own. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that or anything like that, but society does somewhat dictate that you be around people. So there is some people out there that may disagree with that. And that's generally part of being the problem the whole life in a way, really, because society does dictate to be around people, and I've always struggled with that, but I've never understood why I've struggled with that until now. And autism is, even if down the line I go down and I get tested and I find out I don't have autism, I still feel like I'm in the area code of autism. Like a lot of the, I don't want to call it treatment because autism isn't an illness. I'm still learning what autism actually is myself. That was a new thing there, and I was completely and utterly floored by it. So it's taken to now to really talk about it, and this is just an easier way for me to do it to reach a lot of people. As you saw in the video, it was not easy for me to. I got through it for, and I think this is okay. I'm still nervous about it because the reason why I'm so nervous about it is because there's still a stigma around it, and you look at what's bloody going on in the States right now. Like, people are blaming Tylenol for autism right now, which autism, I can't remember when, but autism actually was discovered long before Tylenol was ever invented. So it's definitely not that, but I'm kind of concerned about how what response I'll get to this, if I get even any response from it as well. So yeah, that's not much more to say. But regarding my channel, as I said, I do think if you've been watching my channel a year, you've seen that something has been. It's just been there. This has been hanging over me all year. In January, it was a blur. January, I was so bad in January. Like, I was literally working 24/7, trying to save my business, but I knew I couldn't save it. So I was steering headlights the full month, basically. I can't even remember. there, I was working 24/7. I was sleeping, but my computer was still working and I was scheduling everything. I was just constantly going there, so it was a blur. So after that, I kind of knew in my mind I needed to get help. I've had been thinking about it for a while since last year, because I've done a lot of soul searching since 2003, trying to figure out what's going on with me. And a lot of that thinking and stuff like that, learning about me and everything, basically went to there. So yeah, basically I'm in the area code for autism. I have social anxiety and I have depression, and that's my mental health issues. There, I've seen a lot of other people talking about it, and I thought I would do it. Plus, for I'm just going to say this, but the guys that are in my age group, it's okay not to be okay. Everyone told us when we were younger, but we don't talk about our feelings. That's generally the perception, but it's okay not to be okay. I think that's all I want to say. I did want to talk about my channel because I'm trying to do things like try to do different things with my channel and improve the content, but I don't think it really fits in this video, so I think I'm just going to end it here because that is like 23 minutes. But honestly, I just want to stop talking because I'm getting to the point, because I've been talking to a lot of different people this year, and I'm getting to a point where I'm just somewhat sick of talking about myself. But I do feel pretty good after doing this and talking about it. I've still got to upload it, mind you. That'll be a different challenge. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's much more to say, really. I don't think so. Okay, so there's a certain way I end videos, but with this video here, I feel weird saying if you like this video, like it because you like me having autism and all the problems I have. It feels weird in my head saying that, but if you like the video, then please like the video. If you like to see future gaming content from it, then please subscribe for future gaming content. And until next time, take care.